Okay, everyone, today I'm going to start a topic that's a ratio and proportion. Okay, and what is actually a ratio? Ratio is a comparison. What is a ratio? Ratio is a comparison. When we are comparing two things, okay, with the same unit, that is actually a ratio. Okay, so as we can see that if we are doing comparison by how many times, by how much, that is a comparison. In simple words, we can say that ratio is a comparison between two numbers which tell us first number is how many times the second number. For example, the cost of an apple is rupees 30, whereas the cost of an orange is 15. It means cost of an apple is 30 is twice of 15. It means cost of an apple is twice the cost of an orange. It means my ratio is 2:1. Okay, everyone? So, what is actually a ratio? Ratio is your comparison. Just like if I'm taking 30 by 15, that is 2:1. The ratio of if you see that 6 boxes are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's 2 yellow boxes are there. So blue boxes are 6, yellow boxes are 2, and both are coming in a table of 2, or you can say that we are reducing it. Then I'm getting 3:1. So ratio of a blue squares to yellow squares is 3:1. So we are comparing here the number of squares blue color and number of squares of a yellow colors. So I'm doing the comparison with the same unit or same type of objects. Okay, that is actually a ratio. So main important thing, again I'm discussing, what is the main important things to be remembered in this? The quantities which I'm taking, that should have same unit. Okay, just like price of a pencil can be compared with the price of a pen. Okay, but price of a pencil cannot be compared with the weight of a pen. Okay, because weight will be in a grams, kilograms, like so on, and pencil will be in a rupees, pesas, dollars, euros. Okay, with the different countries, it will be a different denominated currencies are there. So like this. Okay, so price of a pencil cannot be compared with the weight of a pen. Price of a pencil can be compared with the price of a pen, and weight of a pencil can be compared with the weight of a pen. Okay, so these are the basic difference you have to keep in mind with the ratios. Okay, so let's do one example. The length of a park is 120 meter and breadth is 45 meter. What is the ratio of length is to breadth? If you see that is given length and this is breadth. Both are in the same unit, meter and meter. It means I can do the direct comparison. 120 ratio is this is the symbol to denote ratio. 120:2. It is called as a is to. 120:45. Okay, both can be reduced with the table of 5. So let's we will do with a table of 5. So 5 2s are 10, 5 4s are 20, and 5 9s are 45. Both are coming in a table of 3. That's a A and that's a 3. So it means now they are not supposed to be reduced further. So that's why the ratio for length and breadth is 8:3. Okay. Now we have to find, these are the basic simple topics for that ratio. Find the ratio of 60 centimeter to 1.45 meter. One more thing for you. Can we compare these things? We can compare if they will have a same unit. If this is in a centimeter, we have to reduce meter into centimeter. Or I can make 60 centimeter to meter as well. In both the way, I can find my answer. This is in a centimeter, this is in a meter. So I will first make 1.45 meter is equal to how many centimeter? So 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. It means 1.45 meter means 1 meter 45 centimeter. And 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter plus 45 centimeter. That will become 145 centimeter. It means now I have to compare 60 centimeter is to 145 centimeter. Both are in a centimeter, so I can do the comparison. So that's why now I can reduce further. So I will, both are coming in a table of 5. So I will divide with the table of 5. Or you can do one more thing. You can just reduce them with their HCF, highest common factor. That is also one way to do that. So that's a 5. That's so 12 is to 29. Okay. So it means now they are not supposed to reduce further. So that's why ratio of 60 is to 145 is 12 is to 29. And what is this is called? This is called as an antecedent. And this is called as a consequence. These are the terms you have to keep in your mind. Okay, these are called as antecedent and consequent. Now I'm taking the another topic, that's a proportion. What is a proportion? Proportion is a name which we give to any statements that two ratios are equal. Okay, it can be written as two ways. A is to B. I am giving by two ratios. If A is to B is equal to C is to B, it means A, B, C, D are in proportion. They can be written as like this one. A is to B is same as C is to D. It means whatever the ratio of A is to B will be there, that's the same ratio of C is to D will be there. If they are equal, they are called as they are in proportion. If A is to B is not equal to C is to D, it means they are not in proportion. Just like if I will give you example, let's suppose 4 is to 8 and that's is 15 is to 30. If I will find their ratio, I'm also getting 1 is to 2 and I'm also getting here 1 is to 2. They are same. It means they are in proportion. It means A, B, C, D are in proportions. But let's suppose I have a terms 4 is to 8 and that's I have a 3 is to 9. So that means that's a 1 is to 2 and but it is 1 is to 3. Their ratios are not equal. It means they are not called as they are not in proportion. Got it everyone? What is proportion? If two ratios are equal, they are supposed to say that they are in proportion. If two ratios are not equal, they are definitely not in proportion. Now, whatever that we have four terms, A, B, C, D. These middle terms, okay, these are my middle terms. And they are on extremes. So that's why they are called as a extreme values. A and D are extreme terms. Instead, A and D are extreme terms and B and C are called as a middle terms means. And product of extremes is equal to product of means. If you see that these are equal, A is to B means A upon B. It is equal to C upon D. If I will cross multiply them, I am getting A is to D is equal to B is to C. A is my first term, D is my fourth term. Okay, B is my second term and D is my third term. It means product of first and fourth term is equal to product of second and third term. Means product of extremes is equal to product of means. It is the another way to find whether these are in proportion or not. Got it everyone? Let's move to next example for that. Are the terms 20, 30, 40, 60 in a proportion? There are two methods to do that. Okay. First, I will find the ratio of first and second term, third and fourth term. If I will find their ratio 20 is to 30, I told you to you can divide by their HCF. Highest common factor is 10. If I will divide with the 10, I am getting 2 is to 3. Now I will find the ratio of next two terms. That's a 40 is to 60. That's a 2:3 again. So these are same. It means these are in proportion. Let's suppose I have another method to do that. What is that? I told you that product of extremes is equal to product of means. If product of extremes is equal to product of the means, or you can say that middle terms, then these are in proportion. So what are extremes here? 20 and 40. If 20 is to 60, 20 and 60 are my extreme terms. 20 is multiplied with the 60 is equal to middle terms. Product of middle terms, that's a 30 into 40. So 20 into 60 is at 1200. 30 into 40 is at 1200. 3 4s are 12. Less, I can see that both are equal. It means the terms, the ratios, the terms are in proportion, and because the ratios are equal, and you can say that because the product of extremes are equal to product of the means. Got it? Now, in proportion, there are two types. What is this? One is the direct proportion and another name is indirect proportion. Just like it has two types, okay? When they are called as a direct proportion, two quantities A and B are said to be in a direct proportion if they increase or decrease together, okay? Just like if one thing is increasing, so in response, another thing is increasing. Okay, I can give you by example. Let's suppose I'm telling you cost of two pencils is equal to, let's suppose, $4. I'm asking for cost of 6 pencils. So cost of 6 pencils, if pencils are increasing, then cost is also increasing. Cost of 2 pencils is $4. So cost of 1 pencil will be $2 and 6 will be $12. Okay, you can also do, because you are getting 6 by multiplying 2 with the 3. So I am multiplying 4 with the 3. So I am getting $12. So if my pencils are increasing, my cost is also increasing. It means they are in direct proportion. Okay. In such a case, B1, B2 of B corresponding to the values A1 and A2 of A. So then in that case, what will it become? A1 by B1 is equal to A2 by B2. Whatever the ratio of this 2/4, that should be same ratio. I should get 6:12. So 2/4 and 6/12 ratios should be same. Okay, so this type of proportion is called as a direct. If one object is increasing, corresponding value is also increasing. That is my direct proportion. Now, I'm going to just like one more example for that. A car travels 20 kilometers in 30 minutes. Find out how far the car can travel in 5 hours if the speed remains same. Look, in a 30 minutes, it's traveling 20 kilometers. Okay. Now, first one main thing, because they are in a minutes, so I have to convert 5 hours into minutes. Okay. What is 5 hours? 1 hour. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. It means 5 hours is equal to 300 minutes. Fine. So car is traveling 20 kilometers in 30 minutes. Let's we assume that car is traveling in a 5 hours. The distance traveled by car is X kilometer. Okay. Now for 20 kilometers, car is taking 30 minutes. And for 300 minutes, car is traveling X kilometer. Okay. So obviously, if my time is increasing, okay, if my time is increasing, the distance travel should be more. So it means that's in a direct proportion. The distance traveled by a car and time taken by a car is directly proportional to each other. In this case, whatever their ratio, that should be same. The ratio of 20:30, 20/30, it should be same as a X/300. Okay, because they are in direct proportion. So I will cross multiply. 30 multiply with the x is equal to 20 multiply with the 300. Then x is equal to 20 multiply with the 300. Then 3 is multiplied here. When it will go to another side, it should be divided. Then I will find out 200 kilometer. That will be my answer. So in a 30 minutes, if the car is traveling 20 kilometer and speed remains the same, car should travel 200 kilometer in 5 hours. Okay, that's an example of direct proportion. Now, I'm going to take what is inverse proportion. As the name suggests, inverse means opposite. Okay, two quantities A and B are said to be inverse proportion if increase in a quantity A, that will be decrease in a quantity B and vice versa. Okay, if one thing is increasing, okay, the another corresponding another should be decreasing. So it means just like in a last example, if A1 by B1, that should equal to A2 by B2. But in this case, it should be opposite. In this case, if I will take here A1 by A2, it should be equal to, instead of B1 by B2, should be B2 by B1. Okay, so my that should be inversely proportional. Okay, I will explain with an example. Okay, just I am giving you a simple example. If one man can some task in a 2 hours, okay, if now tell me, if I want to complete that task in a 1 hour, how many men should be needed? So obviously I should need more men. So that's a inversely proportional. If 15 workers can finish a task in 42 hours, calculate the number of workers required to complete the same task in 30 hours. Look, I'm decreasing the time. So obviously I need to increase the number of workers. Obviously, if 15 workers can finish the task in a 42 hours, okay. So if I need to complete in 30 hours, I need to put more workers, keep on more workers. So in this situation, the number of workers varies indirectly with the time required to finish a task. So they are called as a inversely proportional. Assume that number of workers required to complete in a 30 hours will be X. Okay, I'm taking number of workers are X. Okay, they are completing the task in a 30. Number of works is a inversely. This is a sign of proportional. And 1 by hours means, okay, that's a inversely proportional of hours. That's why I have taken by 1 by hours. So number of workers is equal to C by hours. Where is the C of constant of proportionality? Okay, what is actually a meaning of constant of proportionality? It means I don't know actually if I'm doubling, I make it double, so my R should be double or 1. So I don't know actually what is the constant by how many times it is increasing. So I'm assuming it is increasing by C times and so on. So that's why we are taking C as a constant of proportionality. So I will make this sign is equal to this sign. Now I will make it to equal to sign with the product of C. So number of workers is equal to C by hours. Okay, 15 workers can finish the task in a 42 hours. 15 workers is equal to C by 42. It means what is my C? Cross multiplication. That's a 15 into 42. Okay, so that will be 630. Now I have taken X workers can finish a task in 30 hours. It means X worker is equal to constant of proportionality by number of hours, that will be 30. So if I will cross multiply 630 by 30, I am getting 21. Yes, my workers is already increased. In a 30 hours, I need to do now 21 workers are completing my task in a 30 hours. Got it? So this is the indirect. If you see that time is decreasing, workers have increased. If I'm increasing the time, my workers should be decreased. Number of workers will be decreased. So that's a inverse proportional. Basis on these two, I'm taking two examples. Okay, let's read that. Stacy bought a pack of M&M chips. After she ate some, the ratio of the number of chips she ate to the number of remaining. Look, she ate the number of chips. Eaten chips, you can say that. Eaten parts. Eaten chips, and that's a remaining. That's a 3:5. Okay. The pack was, if she eats 50 chips more, if she is eating more chips, and then my new ratio is equal to 7:5. How many M&M chips will be there in the pack when Stacy bought it? They are asking for total number. Okay, what is the actually meaning of 3:5? What is the actually meaning of ratio here? It means AC can eat 6 chips. If she has eaten 6 chips, then how many are remaining? 10 are remaining. If she ate 9 chips, how many are remaining? 15 are remaining. Okay, so I can multiply with any number, right? So it means, let's suppose I'm multiplying with the x because I don't know what is actually number of chips will be there. So let's suppose x is the constant of proportionality, which I've already discussed in the last thing. X is a constant of proportionality. Generally, it is used in a proportionality. So it means my eaten parts are 3x and my remaining parts are 5x. I have eaten 3x chips and I'm remaining with the 5x chips. Now they are saying if she eats 50 chips more, she has eaten 50 more. She has already eaten 3x. Now she has eaten 50 more. So I will add 50 chips. Okay. And now if I will see, if I have eaten 50 more, obviously it means my remaining chips are 5x minus 50 because my remaining chips were 5x. If I have 50 more, eaten 50 more, so it should be subtracted by 50. But what is their ratio now? Their ratio is to 7:5 now. So it means 3x plus 50 ratio 5x minus 50. Instead of 3:5, now it becomes 7:5. Because I have added some quantity to it and I have subtracted some quantity. Now I will do the cross multiplication. 5 into 3x plus 50. That is equal to 7 into 5x minus 50. So 5 3s are 15x plus 5 25s 250. Because whatever the number I have outside the bracket, it should be multiplied with all the numbers which are in a bracket. So 7 5s are 35x minus 350. Keep the xx on one side and rest of the things on another side. So 35x, if I will put it here, 250 was already there. Minus 350, it will go to another side. That will be plus 350. And 35x is minus 15x. So it means that's my, if I will do that, that's my 20x. Fine. And that is equal to, if I will find out what is that, that's equal to 600. So x is equal to 30. Okay, my x is equal to 30. But now they are asking for how many chips will be there. So total number of chips were the chips she ate plus chips, those are remaining. So total will be 3 plus 5, 8x. So 8x means 8, and what is the value of x is 30. So 8 into 30 is a 240 will be number of chips will be there, in which she ate 3 parts and remaining are 3:5 are the ratios. Okay, if I will find out, so it means she ate 90. Okay, because 3x were the eaten part. So 30 into 3, that's a 90, and 5 into 30, that's a 150. So out of 240 chips, she ate 90 chips and the 150 chips will be remaining. Got it? So this type of question will just be, this type of question will come in exams. Next. Number of apples in a basket is 4 by 5 the number of oranges. This is a very interesting question. The ratio of number of pears to the number of apples is 3:8. The rest of the fruits are bananas and 20% of all the fruits are orange. It means number of orange is equal to 20% of the total. The number of bananas is 48 more than the total number of apples, orange and pears. How many fruits were there in the basket? Okay. First, I will find with the ratios. What is this? Number of apples is equal to 4 by 5 of the number of orange. It means if I have to find apples upon orange, that's a 4:5. It means their ratios will be 4:5. So it means
can I leave now?
Orange is equal to
Okay, Smriti.
orange is equal to your orange and apples. Okay, if I will find orange ratio, that's a 5:4. Now, number of pears to the number of apples is 3:8. Pears and apples, that's a 3:8. If I will make apples ratio is 8 here, but here it is 4. If I need to comparison, it should be 8. So I will multiply with the 2 to them. So I'm getting oranges are 10 and apples are 8. Okay, apples are 8, then pears will be 3. So ratio of pear is to 3 now. Okay, ratio of the pears will be 3 now. So what's my ratio? Orange, apple and pears. If my oranges are 10, apples are 8, then pears will be 3. Okay. But one more thing, if you have to keep in mind, and I need to find the bananas now. Okay. I need to find it. But one more thing I know. What is that? All the whatever the oranges are 20% of all the fruits. So 20% is 10. If 20% is given 10, it means total number of fruits will be 50. Correct? If you see that, number of fruits will be 15. Because 10 is 20% of 50. Right? 10 is the 20% of 50. Okay. So total number of fruits will be 50. Now oranges are 10, in which oranges are 10, apples are 8, pears are 3. What are the number of bananas then? It will be 50 minus 10 plus 8 plus 3. Correct? So it will be 50 minus 10 and 18. 18 and 3 is 21. So it means 29 will be my number of bananas. Correct? Next, if I will read it further, if you see that 29 are my bananas. They are saying number of bananas is 48 more than the total number. It means they are doing I need to find whatever the difference between number of bananas minus total number of remaining fruits. So number of bananas are 29 and remaining fruits are, if I will see, that's a 21. So 29 minus 21, that's a 8. So what does it mean? It means if their comparison is, if their difference is 8, then number of oranges will be 10, apples will be 8, pears will be 3, and bananas will be 29, and total of the number of the fruits will be 50. But I want their difference should be 48 more. Their difference should be 48. So, as to move from 8 to 48, I need the product with the 6. Okay, it means I want my difference should be 48, 6 times of that. It means my total number of fruits should be 6 times of the whatever I have find now. So total number of fruits should be 50 multiplied with the 6, 300. It means my total number of fruits is equal to 300 to satisfy all the given conditions. So total number of fruits should be 300. Okay, everyone. So by this, we are already completed the topic ratio and proportion. Now I am sharing a small quiz in the description box. Okay. So I'm sharing it. You can find it in the description box. Do all the sums, then we will discuss those. Okay. Thank you, everyone.